Hey guys, Cosmos here from Dolly Games, and I am editing a video from DZmage. Thanks to DZmage for sending it over. This is gonna be about the Sylph Atoll bosses, the defending the Sylph Atoll event. So we're just gonna have a look to see the performance of the guys. They are also the strongest team in this fight, so we'll see that in some minutes. And yeah, let's see what happens and how the event goes and who's doing what and how and so forth, and I'll try to give some advice and tips while we are doing that. So first up, important to know is that after this one Sylph Atoll boss dies, then the next one will respawn 6 hours from the moment of the death of the previous one. So there is no fixed time for the boss, and you have to kind of somehow magically, miraculously, or through the power of friends, keep in touch with the timings of the boss. And so sometimes you'll be missing the boss fights because it's impossible to do every one of them unless you are a machine. So so that's important. 6 hours. Remember that. Ask around when you log in to see when was the last one and so forth. So also important to know that basically you have the different elements in per level. So and you have basically water on level 1 and fire on level 3 and so forth, electro on level 4 and wind on level 2. So that creates a new kind of possibility, and I'll explain a little bit about that later as well. So you'll also notice how much damage the different players receive when they are doing the event, and that has to do a lot with the resistances. I'll talk about that as well. And of course you have to make a party to participate in this event. If your friends didn't tell you about when the next boss will be, there will be a pop-up, but only with a 4-minute warning. So if you were not ready for it, and if there are a lot of people online, you might not do so well. So it's good to know when the boss is gonna come. Alternatively, wait for the pop-up. One thing, there it is, boss will appear in 4 minutes. You saw the pop-up there. Also on the bottom left in the chat in purple it comes up. And now what's next is let me see, because I have some notes here as well. Making the party, you got the tactics. Alright, the tactics is important. So for the really hardcore people who want to get the maximum out of it, so what you do is basically when this announcement comes, you put one person in each atoll, basically, kind of even pretending if you don't have friends. But of course having a good guild is good, because then people will just shout out where the boss will be. And there's a trick to know of where exactly the boss will be. So you put one person in each atoll levels. There are 4 levels, there are 4 people in your party. So and you see these little sylphs, like this Amazon queen right here walking around, and this one over here. So what happens is, if the boss is going to spawn in this level, then these guys all disappear. So at the time DZmage was doing this, this information was not super clear, so right now he doesn't know about it, but now we know, so I'm sharing it with you guys. So all these little sylphs disappear if after the boss 4-minute announcement. That means that the boss is not going to be on this level right now, because the 4-minute announcement already happened. So but that's why DZmage is standing here, because at that time that information was not known. Then another thing is, of course, you want to prioritize damage. With the damage, let's actually go, because they are waiting for the boss to appear. And now he's in Atoll 2. We're gonna get forward, so we can already see some action happening. And then while that's going, I'll also give other tips and what to do, what not to do, when to do, and all this stuff. Alright, so it's gonna be in level 4. The Sylph boss here is lightning boss. So they're all running over there. So important is this window on the bottom right. That is super useful to click and attack the boss directly. But again, I suggest you don't use that. The reason for that is because if everybody clicks on that window, then everybody joins the fight at their own timing, and it's a lot better if all 4 people attack together, because then you don't miss any damage, any potential damage. The only exception for that is if you have one person who is lagging a lot, then you might kind of let him click that button by himself and do the best he can. But assuming nobody is lagging, or lag is at an acceptable level, what you should do is assign a leader for the party, and everybody else should set follow on him. That way the leader will press the button, and even then actually the button is not such a good idea. The leader will then should open the map and go towards the world boss and stand next to the world boss with the map open and see that all 4 green dots, that's his party members, are all together with the world boss, and then he initiates the fight. It sounds a bit long, but it's actually really fast once you get used to it. Now for the first battle here, 4.7 million points came in. Of course, the more damage you do, the more points you get. And if you have seen my blog post about the rankings and the points, and basically if you've seen it, you know now that of 60 points, the ratio is 60 to 1 gold. So 60 points is 1 gold. So you can exactly calculate who gets how much gold based on this information. If you didn't see that blog post, go over to Cosmos Wartune blog and read it there, or Google for it, and it should just Google like something, I don't know, points, gold, and Sylph boss plus Cosmos Wartune blog, and it should show up, the first one. So there you go. Now the team over here, Sir Canada, Jeff Boy, Infinity. They got Infinity up front with the other guys at the back, but not always this matters, because some of the bosses hit exactly who they want. So I mean, they don't hit necessarily the front row only. So here we got the lightning punishment boss. Now this guy, of course, doing lightning damage, so you need really good lightning resist. And the people who will be taking more damage, like you see just now from that attack, Jeff Boy got hurt a lot more, while everybody else is on yeah, almost full life. And that's probably has to do with the fact that Jeff Boy is using the Amazon Sylph. So and it could be that his lightning resistances, and DZmage confirmed that to me also, that Jeff Boy confirmed to him that indeed his lightning resist was not so awesome at that time. So so that's why you're seeing that. DZmage trying to make a world chat out of bullhorns. Yep, that's it. 10 per day, that's all you get. So you gotta take into consideration, or you gotta buy more. So having some problems with it switching the chat. Right, so now we got this is basically one of the boss times. I cannot see the server time here, but basically not a lot of people are participating. So this party, Infinity's party, where DZmage is also in, is number 1 by far. So they'll be definitely taking rank number 1. It's not a very difficult prediction to do that. So let's see what else we have that I can explain. So the formation I explained, that's a front row, is not that important for bosses which are random attack. There is a much bigger effect on resistances, basically all the crystals in general. So that is applicable for resistance crystals, or will crystals, which make you do more damage. So having those as high as possible is very important. So with this event, and also generally the way the game works, I definitely suggest you don't skip maps every day. So do your maps, and if you are not balance spender, do green maps. Just do your everyday green maps. Like, also you should eat your green veggies every day. Everything green is good. Grass is green is good. Veggies green are good. You know, so maps green is good. It's free. So all green things are good. So there you go. Now the strategies about the following is what I like. I know some people like about pressing the button and going over there. If you do close that little pop-up on the bottom right, you will lose it, so don't close it. But it's not the end of the world. If you do lose it, then use the map for navigation. So open the map and click. The Sylph boss will actually be shown on the map, which is a really good touch. So you can, what I do usually is I click right next to the Sylph boss, because I usually never initiate battles. The party leader usually does. I like to follow because I got other stuff to do as well at the same time. So what else? Something. Let's talk a little bit about. Let's talk a little bit about damage output. Now, what is super important is maximizing your damage output, and that's not just using, you know, 4 Herculeses, for example. So what is important is to use skills like Damnation from the mage. Mage can put that on the first turn. You see right now Jeff Boy is putting, or at least he had on him, I forgot the name of the skill, but it's from the Amazon Sylph. It also increases damage output. That's really good because mages can put Damnation only on the first turn, and then they will go into Sylph mode, while the Amazon or Cerberus, they are always active, so they can regularly put and keep putting the damage increase. So, so that's the second one, but by far the biggest one and the best friend to have in your party is somebody with a Medusa, which is the evolution of Pan. And that is regardless of what you're fighting. Why? Because assuming that he bought that skill, he or she bought that skill, Medusa has a 30% buff to damage output. Now if you have 3 people with insane damage potential, and you boost that with 30% damage increase, and one of you is Cerberus, right now Jeff Bo is putting it again. It's already on. He's putting it again, so that's good. And if you have that and the first turn Damnation, that's like maximizing your damage, so definitely go for that. Will crystals to do even more damage, resist crystals so that you don't die, so that you can do more damage before the ultimate attack of the Sylph boss. If you can survive, survival is important as well. Use heal runes as one of your runes to help survive. Otherwise, on your second rune, use whatever. I like brutality. And double attacks actually do work, so activate the same way like you do with World Boss. Activate Sylph, and Infinity's Party 59.82%, awesome. Activate Sylph and use the rune method to possibly do double attacks as well. That's going to increase your damage output. Let's see, you get basically most rewards on the top ranks. Some people say that either you're top or it doesn't, you know, you shouldn't bother with it, and they are right to a larger extent. If you're not in top 5, you might as well almost not bother with it. But for those people who have time and who enjoy this event, join and participate, because anyhow you will definitely get the gold reward based on your damage output. And here we're seeing the rank 1 rewards from DZmage and Infinity's Party. And what you see is, I'll pause it here so we can have a read. So they did basically 29 million, is that it? It looks like that's it, 29 million points. Ranked 1. Wow, I was surprised because today my party did more than 200 million. Unless I'm not reading, is 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yeah, that is 29 million. So anyways, 29 million points here, rank number 1, and that translates into a 498,000, half a million gold. But that is, let's say, standard, so everybody will get the points and the gold calculation depending on the points with the ratio of 60 to 1, like I explained to you. Now the number 1 people also get Mystery Runestone times 10, Mount Hoof times 10, Soul Crystal times 10, Guardian Treasure Chest times 1, and I actually have a picture of that to also which also looks a little bit visually nice. So that's what you have it here. These 4 things you get for a number 1 position, and then the top rankings, and also you can check my blog for that, because I put the different ranks and the different rewards there. You get the Sylph crystalloids, and you get Vulcan's stoves. So here you see they get 29 Vulcan stoves and 50 Sylph crystalloids. Now Sylph crystalloids are maxed out at 50. A bit lower ranks will get less, but the Vulcan stoves seem to be like a more fluid calculation. I haven't derived a formula yet. If somebody has, please share it with me, and I'll publish it on the blog. But yeah, it does differ. Today we were number 1 in my party, and we had 21 Vulcan stoves. So and here Infinity's party with DZmage has 29, which is very good. Now there's also a nice treasure chest that you that is randomly given, or is given to, I haven't figured it out, is it random or is it to the last hit. But basically the people who get that, they don't necessarily have to be the first rank, it can be anybody. There inside you can get a blue Hades seal, which is really awesome, 200 bound balance, and the third thing I forgot, it just flew out of my mind, so sorry about that. I can't remember, could have been gold, I forgot, it just flew out. So that's it, you guys. You got the Sylph. It's every 6 hours. It allows people who are super active to get a lot more advantage. So I'm not a very big fan of that. I'm definitely not a big fan of the fact that the timing is not fixed, because I have seen a lot of people damage their lives because they stay up at night for the boss instead of sleeping. And I also don't super like the party aspect. I wish it was a solo event, but the good thing that it is a party is then 4 people can get the rank 1 rewards rather than 1 person, so that's good. Also the ones, of course, which are the Sylph bosses, which spawn at the popular hours where a lot of people are online, they die really fast. But the one which spawned like now with DZmage's video here, they didn't distribute the final chest, the one with the possibility of getting the blue Hades seal, is because you need a minimum amount of, I think it is 40 parties involved in order for the system to give out that chest. So at the really early morning or late at night, you can do these events and get rank 1, let's say, easier, or top rank easier, but then you most likely will not get you will most likely not have a chance of getting that chest. So that's that as well. Let me see if I forgot something else, or if there's anything extra I can mention. Yeah, what I can add also is, bear in mind with the resistances of each Sylph. So if you know, for each one, so water, fire, electro, and wind. So no, for example, electro Sylph is weaker against the wind boss. So be careful with that, because even if you have the strongest Sylph of that element, if you die faster, your damage output will be you know, reduced. So it's better not to die. So even if you have a white one, a white Sylph, then use that so that you don't die, because the native resistance is very high. So consider that, at least consider it. It's not a fixed science. It depends on which types of sylphs you have, which types of resistance crystals you have. So if you can use your strongest sylph, try not to die, that would be ideal. But also consider the boss's resistances. If he is super weak against something, better to use that than your main sylph. So think about that. And do your maps, like I said, is very important to get those resistant crystals going. Do the sky trail and get the will crystals from there. The God's Descent also gives those rewards on high ranking, though, I think. So basically bear that in mind, prepare yourself, and yeah, just have fun, enjoy the game. You know, agree with your team in advance, so who you will be with, or shout out and see which teams have a free slot that you can pop in. So, and well, that's it. Let's go to the end of this sylph fight again and have a look. The guy's killing. Let me find that ranking table. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There, I found it, and I paused it here because I want to mention also a very important thing here. On top of the ranking table there is a block player icon. You gotta press this icon to reduce your lag. So when the sylph boss loads, and it's not visible while he's not there. So when the sylph boss loads or spawns, then press this to hide out all other players except your party members. So that's a really important button. Use that. And of course bear in mind or have a look at the different parties and at what damage levels they are, because if you are very far away from the next rank, and if you are ahead of the bottom rank, you can more relax if you want. But if you are able to you know, catch up and overtake somebody, do that. You know, put some extra effort to do, you know, double attacks, wake up, don't miss clicking skills and so forth. So bear that in mind as well. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again to DZmage who sent this to me, and so that I can do the commentary on it and upload it for everybody. So that's it. I'll put the links in the description of the video. Please do click on like and subscribe. It always also helps when you guys share on Twitter, Google Plus, Facebook, or anything else that you are using. Yeah, again, bookmark dollgames.com if you haven't already. That's my umbrella website. Everything is linked off from there, so you don't have to remember all the addresses. Alternatively, you can see all the addresses in the description below the video. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching and have a very nice day.